What up? What up? What up, YouTube? What's the dealio, man? I feel like I ain't been on live in forever, and it's only been a week. So, what up? What up? If you just tuning in, man, say what's up. Say what's up. Be sure to like this video. All right. Do me a favor, like this video. This is a Sunday night watch list. It's been a 3-day weekend. I feel charged up, man. I feel like I had a little break, and I'm ready, man, this week to really make some legendary stuff happen. All right. So if you just hopping on, man, say what's up, like this video. All right. If you tuning in and you have not subscribed, be sure to subscribe to this channel because I'm 5 subscribers away from 1,500 subscribers. All right. So let's get this YouTube channel to 1,500 subscribers for me. All right. And yeah, what's up, Best B? Best B Killer. What up? Shiley, what's the dealio? We about to smack the market this week. What's up, Fast Life? What's up, Q-Tisha? Q-Teezy. Q-Teezy in the building. Big Smash. What up? What up? What's up, Black Rose? I'm ready for this week too, man. Hey, happy Easter to everybody, right? I hope y'all had a great weekend. We had Good Friday a couple days ago. We had the weekend. We had Easter today. So it's been a good weekend. I hope everybody is rested and y'all got a chance to, get some sleep. You know what I'm saying? Do some studying. Do what you needed to do. All right. So with all of that being said, we're gonna get this live popping. All right. I've been taking a little break from lives for a minute. We getting ready to move into this new Airbnb. So I'm gonna pump up the lives again when we get into this new spot in about a week and a half. So I'm excited about that. All right. What's up, Arif? Arif, what's up? Doing good today, man. Oh, high class. What's up? What's up? All right, y'all. So let's get into it, man. I don't want to waste y'all time. We got a watch list today, but also we're going to be talking about the setups that I'm seeing and also what's going on in the market, what could happen this week, and also what is the game plan for the week. All right. What's the game plan for the week? All right. So what's up, EQ? So I got notified that futures opened up lower. Okay. What's up, Trees? Futures opened up lower. All right. So that lets me know in about 30 minutes when the market opens, the after hour market opens, we're going to see where things start to open up, and I'm going to let y'all know what I'm seeing on that. All right. So if you just hopping on, say what's up. Be sure to like this video and subscribe to this channel. Let's get this channel to 1,500 subscribers. I only got a couple more to go. All right. So with that being said, man, last week was the first week we didn't have nothing too crazy happen. We did have this whole situation with NVIDIA happen with the 5.5 billion, and they started to go down. So NVIDIA came down to 85, right? Market got manipulated, shot up to 114. It had a resistance level at 115. Hit 115, rejected off of it, came back down. Now we got a support level of $100. All right, that's what's going on right now. We got a support level of $100. So fresh out the gate. All right, if NVIDIA loses $100 this week, it's going down. All right, if NVIDIA loses $100, if you see NVIDIA break $100, it's going down to about 90, 98, and then 94, based on what I remember seeing. All right. What's up, Quentin? What's up, Gigi? Hey, shout out to Gigi, man. Gigi been killing it in the Discord. Shout out to you, Gigi. All right. What's up, Prince Rome? What up? So first things first, man. If NVIDIA breaks below $100, then we are going lower. And if NVIDIA goes lower, then you already know the other stocks, AVGO, gonna be going lower. What else? MU gonna be going lower. What else? AMD gonna be going lower. Any other chips that I'm missing out? Anything in the semiconductor? What's up, JT? Anything in the semiconductor space? If Nvidia breaks below 100, then the market is gonna go lower. All right. What's up, Mikey? So that's first things first. All right. That's what we had last week. We had Jerome Powell. He did speak on Thursday, I believe. Oh yeah, TSM. That's another one. All right. So be on the lookout. So I want you guys to understand what sectors are. Okay. What's up, Joe? What up, Antonio? I want you to start understanding what the sectors are. Okay. So you got the semiconductor space. So with the semiconductor space, if you got the major company inside of that space, inside of that sector is going down, then all the other ones are going to be going down too, most likely. All right. ASML earnings was last week. It was last week. Okay. I'm very sure it was last week because they gapped down by like $40. I'm double checking right now inside of the earnings calendar. ASML was last week. All right. So yeah. So that's the first things first. Have your sectors, okay? Tech stocks, semiconductor stocks, consumable goods stocks, all of those, right? You want to have the sectors, and then you want to know what the leader of that sector is, and then that's how you could follow a sector. So if you like Nvidia, you could look at Nvidia, AVGO, and all those semiconductors and see kind of how things are going, because they all going to be going in the same kind of direction, right? So that's some game right there for you. All right. So how I want to start this off is let's look at this week's earnings. Okay. Before we go into this week's earnings, if you're watching this and you have not, do me a favor and like this video. Y'all already know how I get down. All right. I'm feeling charged up right now. We about to drop some major sauce, and I'm going to give y'all some plays, okay? I'm going to give y'all some plays. I'm going to give y'all levels, and I'm going to give y'all the breakdown on how you could go make $1,000, $1,500 this week, all right? If you don't make that money, one of the main reasons is going to be because you didn't honor your risk management or your stop loss, okay? We got to tighten up on our risk management and our stop losses, okay? Hear what I'm saying. Risk management and stop losses. If you don't make the money you want to make this week, it's because you ain't manage your risk properly and you ain't use your stop losses properly. I could almost guarantee you that, because that's what everybody is struggling with. Everybody who ain't profitable, everybody who losing way too much money is because they are not managing their risk. They're risking too much with a small account, and then they're allowing their stop loss to be 60, 70, 80%. All right. They don't even have a stop loss. They just get out of a play when they're down 70% and they feeling hopeless. All right. So if you want to make some money this week, listen, I need you to understand you got to use your stop loss. Okay. The losses is going to happen. You ain't going to be perfect. You ain't going to be 100%. But at the end of the day, you got to honor your stop loss and you got to have proper risk management. All right. Straight up. So please understand that. Please understand that. This is not a game. I don't want y'all losing money. This week, I don't want to see people in the comments talking about they lost 40, 50%. All right? I don't want to see that this week. I want everybody prospering. That's why we got the Prosperity Collective. Okay? It's a collective where we could prosper. You feel what I'm saying? So let's tighten up this week. Let's make sure we honor our stop losses. Let's make sure we have our strategy. Let's make sure we are managing our risk properly. If you can't manage your risk properly and honor your stop loss, you don't need to be trading. Because if you do, you're just going to lose your money. You're going to be throwing your money in a burning fire pit. All right? So make sure you honor your stop loss. Straight up. All right? What's up, Wedlow? What's up, Nay? Cut your losers fast, okay? Don't stay in a trade longer than what you need to be. Please. All right? Yeah, we had a short week last week. So this week we got a full week, all right, y'all? So I'm locked in today. I got some rest. All right, I was able to sleep. They wasn't building this apartment building right here. They wasn't waking me up early. I got some sleep, man. I'm feeling good. I'm feeling rejuvenated, all right? I'm feeling ready to bring the life-changing information all week this week, all right? So let's start off with the earnings. Let's start off with the earnings right quick. All right, y'all. So here we go. Let's go. I'm in the zone. Hey, look, when I get in my bag, you already know what time it is, all right? When I get in my bag, we just gonna go, all right? Somebody's life is getting changed today. Somebody's life getting changed tonight, all right? Let's check it out. So this week, right, April 21st, 2025, tomorrow, we got a couple more banks reporting their earnings, okay? And then a couple more banks, some medicals, nothing too crazy. Now we got Verizon, okay? I'm looking at Verizon because Verizon is a good dividend company right here, okay? So if they miss earnings and they drop, I might buy some shares of Verizon because that means I could get Verizon on a discount, all right? So Verizon, we got Tesla after close on Tuesday. That's going to be one of the biggest, if not the biggest, most hyped up earning on Tuesday. We got Enphase, okay? We got Enphase. I was in the solar industry, so I always kind of got my ear to the streets on Enphase because we used to use Enphase when we installed solar on people's houses. And then we got Chipotle. That's an interesting one. Before they stock split, they stock was like $1,000. So no, it was like $3,000 per share. So Chipotle is a mover. And then we got Alphabet, and then we got Intel. Okay. And then we got ABBV2 as well. I'm really interested in seeing what Google does and also Intel. Okay. I'm very, very interested to see what these two do right here. So my big ones that I'm watching is Verizon, and then Tesla, and then Intel and Google. Okay. So that's what we got for earnings right there. Inside the Discord, I share all of this stuff way before I go live. So if you want to get all this stuff first, then make sure you join the Discord. All right. I don't see GEV. Is GEV on here this week? If it is, then that's what's up. Oh no, that's GE. That's GE Aerospace. That's General. Yeah, that's GE Aerospace. That's not GEV. Oh, I see them on Wednesday. On Wednesday. They are on there. My bad. Okay. I didn't even see that name. But yeah, so that's the earnings we got this week, all right? So be sure to stay locked in on that. Now, let's talk about earnings real quick. Now, if we see a stock, let's say a stock misses earnings, like last week, okay? United Healthcare, they gapped down like $110 before the market opened. And then they dropped another like $20-$30 throughout the day. So if you see a stock gap down, right, then, and they miss earnings, you could probably ride puts that day. Or if they miss earnings, but it's like, just because of guidance, they might fill the gap depending on where they gapped up and down from, okay? So we're in earnings season. This is a big, big, big week, all right? Another thing is with Tesla, with Google, Tesla, Google, who's the other one? Intel, okay? If they got earnings this week, before their earnings day, their contracts are going to be inflated, all right? Their premiums are going to be a lot more expensive. So just be careful of that. All right. So let's go into the SPY and let's go look at the SPY and kind of see what's going on with the market. We're going to look at the SPY real quick and we're going to see what's up with the market. All right. If you just joined in, do me a favor, like this video. All right. Like this video. And then also make sure you drop it in the chat where you tuning in from. All right. I like to be engaging, all right? I want to have a conversation with you. You get what I'm saying? I want you to feel like we in your living room chopping it up, all right? So if you tuning in right now, like this video and drop it in the comments where you tuning in from, all right? We about to go into the SPY and we gonna talk about the SPY and see what's going on with it, All right. All right. So right here, we got the SPY. All right. We got the SPY right here. And so let's see what I'm seeing. Let's see what I'm seeing. We got, so this on the daily. First, let's go to the weekly time frame real quick. So the SPY, so on a weekly time frame, the SPY looked like it wanted to come up, right? It looked like it wanted to come up because this is a piercing pattern right here. All right. I talked about this last week. This is a piercing bullish pattern right here. So it looked like it wanted to come up, but this right here, it dropped a little bit. So that's on the weekly time frame. So that was last week. But let's go to the daily real quick. Let's see if we can see something. So it's holding support right here, this little range right here. Okay. It's holding support right there. On Friday, it kind of just was at a standstill a little bit indecisive in regards to, you know, buyers or sellers right there. So what I'm seeing is we got a big range right here, y'all. We got a big range right here, okay? So the SPY could potentially come down to like, really like, it could come back down to the 500s. Right now it closed at 526 on Monday, all right? So we could be coming down to test this level right here of like 493. And before that, we could be coming to like 509, okay? So this is a potential place where SPY could be coming down tomorrow, all right, to test. So we could come and test 509. And if we break lower than that, then we got a level right here at 503. And then below that, we got 495, okay? But this is we got kind of like a big range right here. This big candle right here, okay? So the stock might try to retrace back down, or it could come back up. Now, you see right here on Friday, it rejected off of the 9 EMA, okay? It rejected off of the 9 EMA, but we're going to see if it closes inside of this 9 EMA, trying to get to this 21, and then the 50 and the 200, okay? So that would be the SPY coming up to like 560, right? So we also have a gap up here. So we have a gap from 548 all the way up to 554. Okay? So we got a $6 gap that the SPY could be coming up to as well if we see some crazy momentum. All right? Now, with that being said, if I see the SPY come up and fill this gap, I'm going to expect a rejection. Because right here, a couple dollars past this gap right here, we got the 50 EMA and we got the 200 EMA. I do not expect the SPY to break through this 50 and this 200 EMA at the same exact time, right? As you can see right here, this was back in the beginning of March. It broke below the 200 EMA, right? Came up a little bit, and then it came back down below it, right? It came down below it, then it came up, it got rejected right here, and then we came all the way down. So now it's trying to retest that 200, right? But look what happened. It came up, and then it got rejected, and then it came right back down, came up. This is a lower low right here, and now we're back down. So we got to see what happens. We got to see if we're going to keep coming down and create a lower low right here, right? So here's the question. The question is, are we going to create a lower low down here? All right. Will we create a lower low down here? Because this right here is a lower high. And then you got this over here is also a lower high right there. Right? Lower high. Okay. So you got a lower high right here. And then you got a lower low that we could be coming down to. So because we have a lower high, I'm thinking that we gonna be coming down below 482. All right, maybe this week, maybe next week, but that's what I'm thinking could happen. and then we could bounce off around here and then go up here and could potentially have a parabolic move finally and find a bottom. But I don't really know exactly what's going to happen. But based off of technicals right here, with the futures opening up down already, I think that we could see some more downside action. All right. I think that we could see some more downside action. All right. So if that makes sense, let me know when we're talking about the SPY. All right. What's up, Wichita? Okay. 47. Exactly. You never know what's going to happen with 4-7. So we got to see. Okay. Right now is not the time to be trying to predict anything. All right. Do not try to predict anything. Preserve your capital. React to the market. All right. Preserve your capital and react to the market. Okay. So boom. So that's a SPY, right? So that's a SPY. Now let's go. I want to go into my first stock that I'm looking at this week. All right. The first one I'm looking at this week, who do I want to start off with? I'll start off with Google. All right. I like Google. I've been trading them I've been trading them more lately. I like Google. Okay. They got earnings this week. So depending on, I might not trade Google until after earnings. It just depends on how much their contracts are tomorrow and Tuesday. If I see Google's premiums are too much, then I'm not gonna do it. If Google's premiums are like 600 per contract, 800, I'm not gonna trade Google right until after, because usually they be between like $150 and like $300, right? I like trading stocks with premiums between $100 and like $350 to $400, because here's the thing. This is what I learned, right? Here's some game right here. Everybody want to choose the popular stocks to trade, right? But what I've learned is you could choose a stock to trade with cheaper premiums, get more contracts, and over time make more money when you know how to actually trade and read price action. All right? Hear what I'm saying. It's not about the stock. It's about you. It's about your skill set. It's about your ability to be able to read the charts. Okay? It's about your ability to be able to read the charts. It's not about the stock. All right? I used to trade Tesla all the time. But here's what I learned, okay? You can manage your losses better when you trade stocks that are cheaper with the premiums that still make moves, okay? Here's how. If I go trade Tesla right now, right? Let's say tomorrow I wake up and I want to trade Tesla, right? Or Netflix. Their premiums, let's say Tesla is $1,500 per contract. Okay. 10% of $1,500 is what? $150. So if I get down by 10% on a Tesla contract, that's $150, right? But I can go trade a stock like, let's just say Robinhood or MU, and their contracts are $200. I can get 5 contracts, right? And I could go make 10 to 15% on my money, and I could go make that $100, $150 on that play, right? But if I'm down 10% with 5 contracts on MU, and each contract, let's say 200, I'm only down $100, right? And I'm getting in the money contracts, right? That's another thing. I'm getting in the money contracts for $150 to $250, right? So I like trading stocks that have cheaper premiums but still make big moves, because I used to think it was about the stock, right? I used to think it was about the stock, but it's not about the stock. It's about your skill set. It's about your ability to be able to read and understand how to play this game right here. Okay? Straight up. So I like trading stocks with cheaper contracts. I could get more. I could let one or two runners run, and I could end up making more money. And I'll be able to mitigate my downside losses. All right, in my drawdown. So that's just some game right there. Okay. So let's look at Google real quick. All right. Let's look at Google. If SPY crashes, GME moons. We gonna see. All right. We gonna see. All right. I don't like making predictions. I've been hearing about GameStop, but at the end of the day, we gonna see. All right. Nobody knows what's gonna happen. All right. I thought I read somewhere that said that Google had a recent court ruled that they have an online advertising. Yeah, that I remember hearing that like 4 to 6 months ago. So yeah, some stuff was going on with them, and that's why they was at like $200, 202, and then they ended up dropping to like 170 or something. Some news had came out about that. So yeah, so they going through that stuff, but I mean, Google is literally a titan. Like we're using Google right now with YouTube, right? Like Google ain't going nowhere. They're just about to get that situated, and then they're gonna recover, right? And you understand that a lot of this news that be coming out, a lot of the news that comes out is just to get people to, sell or to buy into the stock. But the big money, the institutional money, they're already positioned. You get what I'm saying? So yeah, I don't really pay attention to that stuff too much. Like I understand what's going on, but it's all about the money, right? And understanding where's the money being put. All right. And what they do too is they got something called basically they rotate, sectors where they invest in. So you'll see, Meta will be blasting off, and Meta and Google, they'll be blasting off, right? That's because they already got in position back then, right? When they was down, and then they blast off, and then you see they go from 200, 202, 205, and they come back down to 180, 175, and then you see some other stocks in a different sector start blasting off. They're just rinsing and repeating and washing their money. You get what I'm saying? So they just washing their money. So it's like you got to know where is the money being distributed to, and then when you follow that money, you could catch those moves. All right. So that's what I would say to that. All right. If you're just now tuning in, man, say what's up in the comments and be sure to like this video. Let's get this video to 100 likes. All right. 100 likes, and let's get this channel to 1,500 subscribers. All right. So let's go look at Google. All right. All right, y'all. So we got Googs, Googly Moogly. All right. Let's go look at the weekly. All right. So this is the weekly time frame right here. So we got a couple things. We got two contradicting indications. So right here, we got a bullish engulfing, right? This is a bullish engulfing. This candle right here is engulfing this candle right here, right? This is a bullish engulfing. You see what I'm saying? Now, this looks like a piercing pattern, okay? So this is saying that Google is going up, but this right here is saying it's going down. And as you can see right here, we have a 9 EMA rejection. Okay. We got a 9 EMA rejection right there. All right. So this is on a weekly time frame. All right. This is on a weekly time frame. So we go to the daily. We go to the daily time frame. And we see that this candle is engulfing this candle. All right. And we got this level right here. This is a support level of 150.58. All right. So let's say we break below that and we go to like 149.91. If we see Google break below 149.91, I'm getting into puts, and Google is coming down to 143.74. All right. So we're going to say Google puts below 149.91. All right. All right here. This is a big range right here, y'all. All right. This is a big range right here. You see what I'm saying? It came up, right? It blasted off, stopped right here. It was inside this candle. It went up, rejected off right here. Seller started pushing it down for 4 days straight. We had one green day, but it was like flat. All right. Which means that not a lot of buying momentum. This is a lot of selling momentum right here, right? Now, buyers did step in once it hit 148, but that was last week. All right. So we could be coming down to this level right here, right? 143. Okay. We could be coming down to here to this week. So if we break below 149.91, then Google is definitely coming down to 143. All right. So if it breaks below 149.91, I'm getting into Google puts. Straight up. Easy money. That's going to be easy money right there. All right. Let me know if y'all see that. Let me know if y'all see that right there. That's the first stock I'm looking at. That's the first play I'm looking at right there. Okay? Them Google puts. Them Google puts, they gonna pay. All right? Let's look. So it just came in, right? I'm on Robinhood. I wanted to show y'all this, okay? So let's look. I go to my watch list, and stocks are kind of mixed right now. Apple is at 196. Tesla's at 238. Okay, let's see where Nvidia is at. Nvidia is at, in after hours, Nvidia is at $138. All right, so they're down a dollar in after hours right now. Okay, so I told y'all if Nvidia loses $100, then we coming down. Y'all feel me? If you feel me, let me know. All right. If you feel me, drop it in the comments. All right. Alibaba, one of my favorite stocks right now to trade, is up almost $2 after hours. Google right now is at 150.97. All right. Right now, Google is at 150.97. Y'all see that right there? 150.97. Okay. So if we see Google break, if Google opens up under 149.91, then tomorrow or Tuesday is going down to 143. All right. Who else we got? What up, Jeff? What up, Jeff? What's up, self-motivated? All right. Who else we got? We got Hood, Robinhood. It's down 30%. It's at $41. What else we got? So everything is looking kind of mixed right now. We gonna see, obviously, by the morning time. But what else? GEV is at 323. Meta right now is at 499. So yeah, kind of like not too far off from where they closed at on Friday. So we're going to see what happens later on tonight. And then in the morning time, we're going to see where they open up at. And then we're going to base everything off of that. All right. So that's Google. How long do I buy out my puts for? If I'm day trading a stock, then I'm going to buy them out for that week. All right. On Friday, I may do 0 day or I may do the next week. It does just depend. But most likely, I'm going to buy it out for that day expiration or that week's expiration because I'm going to just day trade it. All right. I'm really going to scalp it for real. 5-10 minutes. All right. I like being in and out of these trades. I don't like being in these trades for too long. All right. Jeff, what up? What up? Now, NVIDIA is at $100.39. Not $139, $100.39. All right. So boom. So we got that. So my next stock that I'm looking at right now, okay, is this one could be a banger too. All right. This could potentially be a very, very nice banger. All right. And this is another stock that them contracts be pretty cheap. All right. So the next stock that I'm looking at, come with me. What up, Mason? What up, Gerard? Gerald, my bad. The next stock, where it's at? Here we go. I'm looking at is Chewy. All right. And let's look at this real quick. All right. So we got a trend line right here and right here. Okay. Now it slightly broke out of this current trend line on a daily. Now let's go to the weekly real quick. If we go to the weekly time frame, what do we see right here? Ooh, we got the 200 EMA. All right. So look, we're going to do this right here. Right there. So look, this is what I'm looking for on Chewy. Write this down. Breakout or rejection. 200 EMA. All right. This right here. Now check this out. This is some game right here I'm about to give you on the weekly time frame, okay? On the weekly time frame. Hear what I'm about to say. All right. So we're trading below the 200 EMA right now, right? If we break above this 200 EMA right here, then we could be coming up to about 38 bucks. All right. Right here. All right. 200 EMA right here. So for Chewy, we got above 35.83. Above 35.83 for calls. All right. Above 35.83 for calls. There's literally no resistance here. So it could come straight up to 37 bucks, 37.80. All right. We got to break above here and we got to hold it. I don't want to see a wick. Okay. If you see one of these wicks, no, we need to see the body of the candle above this purple line right here. All right. Which is a 200 EMA. Now, if it comes up to 35.83 and then it starts to come down, then, right, this is what's going to happen. If it come right here and then it rejects, if we reject, then we could be coming down to about, about right here, okay? 30.98. All right? Because we got this 200 EMA right here, which is a very strong level, and that coincides with like this trend line right here, okay? So if we can't break through here and we get rejected, then we could be coming down and we could be making lower lows once again, okay? So we could be coming a lot lower potentially. And remember, everything is potentially. We don't know. That's why we need to know what are we going to do if it goes up and what are we going to do if it goes down. I don't care which direction it go. I just need to see a direction. All right. Now this is on a weekly. If we look at the daily, we needed to, this is resistance right here. But if it breaks above here, then on the daily time frame, then we got 36.85 right there. And then we got that 37.83. All right. So tomorrow, if we see it break and hold above 35.83, then we good money. But if you see it go up there and then it start coming back down, then just know it's coming back down to at least 35.05, and then we're going to be coming lower. All right. So that's what I'm seeing. That's what I see on Chewy. I know, Mason. I'm gonna start calling Mason Mr. Chewy. Mason love Chewy. For real. Right? But let me know if y'all understand what I'm saying. Okay? We got the 200 EMA on a weekly time frame. We're right there, okay? If we break above, and here's the thing, anytime you have a stock break above a level, you got to be patient because you want to see if it's going to come back and retest. Well, most likely it will. So if a stock breaks above that 200 EMA, so let's say Chewy breaks above the EMA, right? It's going to come back down to that level to test it, and then it'll go back up. All right? We call that a break and retest. So I will wait for it to break above, come back down and test it, and then bounce off and go back up. All right? So that's the game plan on Chewy. Above 35.83 for calls. If it rejects off of 35.83, then get in the puts and you ride it back to the downside. All right? If I can't afford at the money calls, how far out can we buy for Chewy calls? I mean, that's really up to you, right? I don't really advise you to get out the money calls too far out the money. Chewy calls are very, very, very affordable, right? So let's look real quick. I'll give you some, so I got Chewy right here, right? Currently it's at 35.27. So I got Chewy calls. So we go to trade options. Let's go to calls. April 25th expiration date. Right now, them calls is cheap, man. At the money call is $116. All right. So, yeah, I wouldn't even get out the money calls. You could get like a $36 call and then $65. I mean, how much cheaper do you want your stock, your premium, right? So here's the thing too. Here's the thing. When you got stocks like premiums that are this cheap, how far out do you want it? I like at the money and in the money calls because they're more valuable already when I'm buying them. You get what I'm saying? I don't like the super high risk out the money contracts. To me, it just don't make sense. I always say, if you understand real estate, then you can understand options, right? If you get an in the money call, you already got like equity, so to speak, right? It's going to make more money faster when you get in the money calls. And it's going to not lose as much money because it's already in the money. Them out the money calls, if you have some drawdown and it starts to go the opposite way a little bit, it's not going to be a good situation. When you got out the money calls, that's how you blow your account. All right. So I would get at the money or in the money calls on Chewy. These are very, very, all these stocks that I'm giving you, the contracts don't be no $1,000, $2,000. We talking $100, $150, $200 per contract. All right. So that's what I would say to that. What's up, Geneva? It don't matter that you're late, you here. All right. So we got Google and we got Chewy. All right. Google and Chewy. Let me know if those make sense in the comments. If you're just tuning in, say what's up in the comments. Let me know where you're tuning in from. Be sure to like this video. Let's get this video to 100 likes. All right. Mason said, that's exactly why I'm looking at it for a break and retest over the 200 EMA. It's going to come back, retest, entry there. Yep, if it holds, then we just write it up. Yep. Contracts for Chewy are fairly cheap. Top that out. The money for Chewy can have crazy spreads sometimes, so be careful. Yep. Nah, for sure. We're in a time where like spreads right now are a little bit wider on more stocks than not. But at the end of the day, um, if the spreads are too wide, I'm just not gonna take it. And if y'all know, if you in the Discord, I will see a setup. If them spreads is too wide, I'll be like, nah, I'm not gonna get into it. Right? I don't like when the spreads are super wide. I just don't. All right. So make sure you paying attention to the spreads, okay? Because you don't want to get screwed, for lack of a better word. Okay? So so we got Google and we got Chewy, all right? Those are my two setups that I'm looking at. A break of the 200 EMA on Chewy, come down, retest, and then go back up. Or a rejection off of the 200 immediately, and then boom. All right. Google, what's up, Jerry? And then we got Google. I'm pretty sure it's going to be coming down. It looks like it. So I'm looking at Google puts under $149.91. All right. Volume also is what I look at. Yeah. Volume is a big one because the smaller the volume, the wider the spreads because there's less liquidity. All right. The more the volume, the tighter the spreads, which is more liquidity. And I like to trade stocks with tighter spreads because it's easier to get in and get out. All right. I'll look at XOM after I share my last one. True, out of the money calls eat up your money. Yep, exactly. So we don't do out of the money calls like that. You have to be very, 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 very sure of the direction and time it perfectly in order to be able to eat nicely off of out of the money calls and puts. All right. So I don't mess with out of the money like that. Naja said, hey, I'm from DC. I like to know how you decide on your option expiration date based on theta and delta for day trade. Okay, I'll go over that in a few. So stay on and I got you. All right. What do you consider a spread that's too wide? Let's say I'm gonna give y'all a good one. Spotify. All right. Spotify will move by $80 in 2 days. Okay. I remember I traded Spotify one time. I swung them. I made money, but I didn't make as much as I thought I was going to make because of the spreads. The spread was like $3. Okay. Now, the only reason why I made money is because it moved so big and it just moved so big. And so it was okay. But I thought I was supposed to make like $1,500. I ended up making like $800. And then I realized it was a spread, okay? So if I go to like Spotify, let me see real quick. Spotify. All right, I go to Spotify, right? I go to options. So their contracts right now are like $1,400, $1,700, right? Now follow me. So let's say right now on Friday they closed at 574. So let's say I want to get the 572.50s. Okay? Okay. Now you see how right here it say 1720. Okay, 1720. I click on it. Immediately the limit price is 20.05. So it showed me that the price was 1720, but it's 20.05. And then I go in, the bid is 1720, and the ask is 20.05. That's so that's $3. $2 and like 90 cents. So that's $3. I don't mess with a $3 spread. Okay. So the most I'll go is maybe like 50 cents. All right. Maybe like 50 cent spread. I traded Boeing like a week and a half ago. It had like an 80 cent spread, about a 50 to 70 cent spread, but it made a nice move. Okay. So I was cool with that. So yeah, so yeah, I don't really mess with when it's like a dollar more spread. I don't really do that. All right. Uh, so yeah, my deltas. When I'm day trading, I don't really look at the delta because I don't look at the Greeks because I'm gonna be in and out of this trade within 2 to 3 minutes anyway. Maybe 10 minutes, like 10 to 15 minutes max, right? Usually. But if I get an at the money contract, I'm fine because the delta will be like 50, 55. It just depends, right? So when I'm day trading, I just get at the money contracts. That way, I don't have to worry about the delta and all of that stuff, right? If I'm swing trading, I'm going to be paying attention to the delta a lot more. So if I swing trade, I will get the delta at, I want my delta to be no less than like 70 to 75. That's my swing trades. That's one of my criterias is I want my delta to be very, very, very high. All right. So yeah. And if you are not in the Discord, please join the Discord, right? If you got a lot of these little questions, you will get all of that stuff answered inside of the Discord, right? It's not just a Discord. I'm going to really start saying, man, join the Prosperity Collective because that's what it is. It's a collective of prosperous individuals, and we all trading and building our wealth through the stock market, all right? So be sure to join the Prosperity Collective. And that's the community, that's the trading community where we all getting money, getting better, all right, and changing our lives in all kind of different types of ways, all right? So my last play that I'm looking at, all right, my last play that I'm looking at is going to be Uber, all right? Now let's look at Uber real quick. Let's look at Uber real quick, y'all. Now the weekly time frame shows right here. This is a bullish engulfing, letting us know that it's going to be going to the upside. It had a green week the next week, right? Now, if Uber can break above 75.92 or 75.87 right here at this resistance level, then we gonna be coming up to test right here at 77.65. All right. And then if we can come above that, then we coming right here to 78. And then eventually $82. All right. So once we break right here at 75, we could go from anywhere from 75 to like 82. All right. It just depends. But if we get above 75.82, 75.88, I'm gonna type that. Above for Uber calls. All right. Boom, right there. Now check this out. With Uber, I want y'all to follow me, okay? So right here, we got a little range, okay? We got this little range right here. Okay? I did a video about this, all right? I did a video about this. So we got this right here, okay? All right, boom. So right here, we got demand range, demand zone. Okay. We got demand zone right here. All right. And then we also got a supply zone. All right. Now check this out, y'all. All right. So every time Uber came in this little zone right here, it bounced off and then it had a big move to the upside, right? So 61, 62 bucks, all the way down to like 58, even like 56, all right? So this little zone right here is the origination spot of an explosive move to the upside. So look, it came down here, It blasted off to what? 86. Came down here again, blasted off to what? 81. Came down here again. Now it's blasting off, and it could potentially come here. All right? It's going into the supply zone right here, which means that this is a place where sellers are at, and this is a place where buyers are at. Okay? So buyers, I'm gonna type this in right here. Buyers and sellers. Okay? Now, I said above 75.88 for calls, right? So if we get above here, then we get some calls. We go up here. If we don't break through this zone right here, then we coming right back down. And then you could get into puts because a seller stepped in and pushed Uber back to the downside. All right? I'm telling y'all, this stuff is very, very, very simple. Understand what I'm saying. This stuff is very, very, very simple. Look at the charts and pay attention to the patterns. Point blank, period. Look at the charts and pay attention to the patterns. That's all you got to do. Every time it came down here, it blasted off to the same range, right? Every single time. Look at this. Look, if we zoom it out, we got another touch point right here. Look at this. Came up here, came down here, boom. All right. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4. We got 1, 2, 3. What you think gonna happen here? 4 again. So it's gonna come up to this little zone right here. It's either gonna break through or it's gonna reject and come back down. All right. Let me know if y'all see that. Please let me know if y'all see that. Because that right there is clear as day. It's clear as day. It's clear as day, okay? This is how we can print money in the stock market. It's clear as day, y'all. Don't make this more complicated than it has to be. Understand support and resistance. Understand supply and demand. All right? Understand how to read the candlesticks. Be patient. Get out your emotions. And we get this money. That's all we got to do. All right? That's all we got to do. But that right there on Uber is literally perfectly set out. Perfectly set out. All right? Literally. I can't make that Uber play more clear. We have the demand zone. I showed you the 4 times it bounced off of that same zone and exactly where it went to. Okay? So it's halfway there. If we get there, we're going to see if it breaks through or if it rejects. If it rejects, where's it going to come back down to? It's going to come back down to the demand zone. And then it's going to go right back up unless it breaks through. If it breaks through the demand zone, then it's going lower. All right. What's up, Swift 22nd? What's up, Ed? Yeah, hit this like button on this video, y'all. All right, let's get this video to 100 likes. All right. I just gave y'all 3 plays. I gave y'all the levels. All right. I gave y'all the game plan. Now, if you don't know how to execute that stuff, then I highly encourage you to come join the Discord. Like legit. All right. We're going to help you. All right. We're going to help you not lose as much money, and we're going to help you make money. If you can do those 2 things, you're going to make a lot of money. All right. So let's go back to some questions. So we'll go over XOM Mobile in a minute. And then what was that question, Naja? How do you decide your option expiration date based on theta delta for a day trade? Okay, so like I said, when I'm day trading, let me show y'all right here, right? When I'm day trading, it don't matter the stock, okay? Let's say I want to trade NVIDIA. All right, let's just say. Now, when I'm looking at the charts, I know what my price target is, okay? Because I know what my price target is, I know how long I plan on being in the trade. 9 times out of 10, and people in the Discord will tell you, my trades do not last an hour, 2 hours. They don't. If I'm ever in a trade that long, it's probably a L, okay? And I should have got out earlier. My trades be 2 minutes, 5 minutes, 4 minutes, 3 minutes, usually less than 8 minutes. Anybody in the Discord that has taken my trades consistently will tell you the same thing. Because I know my price targets, all right? And I have my entries down, right? I don't just get in hoping. So let's say I want to trade NVIDIA. I will know what my price target is. I will know what strategy I'm trading off of, okay? I'll know what strategy I'm trading off of. And then let's say right now NVIDIA, based on Webull, it closed at 101.49, okay? So let's say I'm trading and right now NVIDIA is at 101.49. Let's say I want to get into a call. I'm not even going to look at the delta, right? Because I'm going to get at the money. So I'm going to get one level above out of the money, right? So it's at 101.49 and I get a call, I'm going to get the 101 strike price, right? I'm just going to get that first level in the money. I don't have to worry about the delta and the theta when I'm doing that because I know what my entry is and I'm already getting an in the money contract. And I'm not going to be in this trade for what? 3-4 minutes? I'm in and out. In and out, in and out, in and out. Because I'm a sniper. All right? Whenever you start having to figure out the delta and the theta and all of that stuff on a day trade, like when you scalping, usually that tells me that your entries be off. And sometimes you be having to wait until it reverses, if it does reverse, because the technicals may not have been, intact, right? So the only way, if I get into a day trade and I plan on being into the trade for an hour or 2 hours, I may get 1 or 2 levels in the money. But as simple as that. I just focus on in the money contracts. I like to keep it simple. So in order for me not to have to worry about the theta and all of that stuff, I know my price target, right? So I'm already knowing where I'm going to be getting out at. Based on the technicals, I could tell you, okay, I plan on being in this trade for 5 minutes, 10 minutes, whatever, okay? And then that's it. I don't have to worry about the theta and all of those things. On a Friday, I'm probably not going to get into a long day trade. I'm going to just scalp it because them thetas will eat away on 0 data expirations, right? So on Fridays, I'm only scalping for sure, right? If I get into a longer day trade, that's going to be in my other account and I'm doing it based off the 30-minute or the hourly time frame, right? And I'll get maybe 2 levels in the money. Simple as that. Expiration dates, Wednesday, so Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, I'll get, throughout the whole week, I'll get that week's expiration. All right? because I don't plan on being in a trade longer than a couple minutes anyway, right? So when I am convicted about my trade, when I'm feeling strong about it, when I know what my entry is, and I do not plan on holding it, I don't need to get next week's expiration. The only way I will get the next week or the next week is if I'm getting into a swing trade. But I will know if that is a swing trade before I enter in. So here's one of my rules. Don't let a day trade become a swing trade. Do not let a day trade become a swing trade. Do y'all hear what I'm saying? Do not let a day trade become a swing trade. All right? I'm going to say it one more time. Do not let a day trade become a swing trade. All right? Please don't. Please don't. Okay? Because when you do that, you aren't trading honest. And you're going to end up hoping that a play turns around rather than just knowing when to get out and when to stay in. Okay? So, that's what I would say to that, Naja. All right? Somebody said XOM. So we're going to go over XOM real quick and then we're going to get up out of here. All right? I don't want to hold y'all too long. Y'all know I could talk. All right? But I wanted to get everybody ready this week, and I wanted to, give y'all a game plan. All right? If you aren't in the Discord, I highly recommend you to join the Discord because we gonna be executing all week at a high level. All right? So let's go to XOM. Let's go to XOM. Where's it at? Did I? Oh, yeah. All right. So XOM. All right. So this is on a weekly time frame right here. So y'all see this right here? So what do we see? Before I mark it, tell me what you guys see right here. What do y'all see? I'm going to give y'all a couple seconds. What do y'all see right here? I know what I see. Okay. What we just talked about. What did we just talk about? There we go. Supply and demand, exactly. This is another demand zone on XOM, okay? And then what do we have here? We got a supply zone. All right? So check this out. Number one, this is a thin structure right here, okay? So it rejected off of this level and it came straight down. But look, it came down a little bit lower and then it bounced off near the 200 EMA, right? So here's what's going to happen with XOM. It bounced off of this 9 EMA right here. It's in a downtrend. You see this right here on a weekly time frame? The 21 is above the 9 EMA, which lets me know that it's in a downtrend. The 50 EMA is now above the 21, which is an even stronger downtrend. So it's going to try to come up here or like here. So XOM might try to come up to like 109, 110. Let me see where it's at right now in after hours. In after hours, where's XOM at? Look, So it might try to come up to like 109, 110. It closed at 106.92 on Friday, but it's probably going to come down to 103. And if it breaks below 103.69, then it's going to be coming lower. Where is it going to be coming lower to, Isaiah? It could be coming down to here, 97. And then it could also be coming down to test this 200 EMA right here, 94. All right. So it's probably going to come and test up here, this level right here, like 107, maybe 109. It depends on where it opens at, right? If it opens at like 105, 102, then it could try to come up here to test it and reject off, break, or if it just comes below and starts breaking below 103.64, then we coming down to 97. All right, off the rip. All right, that's on a weekly time frame. If we come down to the daily, this is, you see this right here? Look at this. This is a strong level of support right here. So y'all see, right? So look, seller stepped in off the daily time frame. It rejected off this 21 EMA right here under 107. If we break below, like I said, at 103, 60, 64, then this right here is a strong support level right here. This is 97.76. All right. Tomorrow or this week, I think that XOM is going to be coming down to that $97 time frame if we come below 103.60, 103.64. Does that make sense, y'all? I'm telling y'all, this is so much free game. Like, real talk. All right? Ain't nobody breaking this stuff down like this, man. I'm telling you. Ain't nobody being selfless like this. I don't be stingy with the knowledge. Because I know that it's more, I operate out of abundance. All right? I'm not stingy with the knowledge. Look where XOM is at after hours. Y'all see? 105. 105.11. All right? 105.11. So if you see it break below that 103, that 103.60, 103.64, then ride them puts to the downside. All right? That's all you got to do. If it stays below the demand zone, then does it become resistance? Absolutely. Yep, absolutely. So if you see, if it stays below here, right, then now 103.64 is the resistance. And now this is going to be the support that it's going to come down to, 97.76. Right? So that's really where we at with XOM Mobile. All right? That's where we at with XOM Mobile. XOM Mobile has good spreads too. All right? They spreads don't be out of control. So I actually like trading XOM Mobile. All right? If you're watching this right now, do me a favor and like this video, all right? Let's get 100 likes on this video, y'all. This life-changing information, if you know what to do with it. All right? So, let's recap this real quick. Google to the downside, most likely. It's looking bearish. Okay? We got Google to the downside. We got Chewy, a break and retest above the 200 EMA or a rejection off of the 200 EMA. Or we got Uber calls above the resistance level that I gave. It bounced off of that demand zone and it blasted off. Those are 3 plays right there. And then we just went over XOM Mobile. That right there is a down, most likely it's coming to the downside. All right. That's pretty much what we got. What's my best trade to date? Here's what I'm gonna do, Matcha. I'm gonna send you the. I'm gonna send you the. Not send you. I'm gonna put it in the comments right here. How I made 40K a month trading stock options. Since you want to know what my best trade to date is. All right. I made 25K in a day. All right. I'm a very humble individual. All right. I like to lead with value. I'm not a type that's going to try to flaunt a whole bunch of money and materialistic stuff in your face. You get what I'm saying? So if you want to know that, man or woman, just go to my YouTube. All right. 40K in a month, 25K in a day. Simple as that. All right. Coinbase. All right. If you want to know, it was Coinbase. All right. Here's the thing, y'all. All right. Here's the thing. I do think Google is going to take more of a beating. But here's the thing, y'all. You have people that lead with materialism, and then you have people that lead with just value, right? I'm a firm believer that I don't have to show you a watch. I don't have to show you a car to get you to, fuck with what I'm saying, pretty much, right? I understand results matter, and that's why I started doing my trades of the day, because I wanted to show people that, I was basically documenting my journey, honestly. I just started putting out videos on YouTube to document my journey. That's it, because I wanted to look back on it 5 years from now and be like, damn, I remember when I started that. That's it, right? I truly don't have anything to prove to anybody. I truly don't, all right? So it's like, what's more powerful to me is people that come into the Discord and are changing their life, right? More than what my trade was. How much did I make, right? Blah, 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 blah. It's like, you ain't successful if the people around you ain't successful, right? You ain't eating if the people around you ain't eating, right? So I just want everybody to understand, like, that's my stance on it, right? You're never gonna really see me talk a lot about me and money. I'm more so gonna talk about how you can change your life, how the people in our community are changing their life, what their results are, right? So I just want to say that, man, because it really isn't about what my best trade was, right? It really ain't about that. What it's really about is I'm coming here every single day on YouTube for free, right? Giving you guys plays that I'm going to take based on what my analysis has been. You get what I'm saying? And giving you guys that, right? I'm not making one random video that got 100,000 views just so you could join this $10,000 course, right? So I really want, everybody to understand, like, you got to really, your vibe attracts your tribe, right? And I'm just never the type to lead with money and to lead with, like, the surface level things of life, right? So yeah, like that's really my disposition on it, or my stance on it. You know what I'm saying? Time frame and location, yeah, because I'm in Colombia right now, right? I've been out here for 2 months, and we got another month to go. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, yeah, trading has nothing to do with making money. It's a byproduct of who you are, and the Discord highlights that and helps you, be a way better person. Now, absolutely, that's what it's really about. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what matters more than anything to me, right? So, I ain't wore a watch in, like, since I've been out to Colombia. I ain't even worn a watch in forever, But it's like, the most important thing is, like, your personal evolution in your life. You know what I'm saying? The most important thing is how many people, while you living, can you really inspire? That's really what matters more than how much money you made in the stock market. You know what I'm saying? That's really what matters more. And that's how I view it. You know what I'm saying? That's the whole energy of the actual Discord. Because we making money. But it's like some people are so poor, all they have is money. Right? Because the goal in life is to be spiritually rich. The goal in life is to be, rich beyond $1, right? Because all it is paper. That's all it is for real. You know what I'm saying? But it's like I was able to learn a skill set and buy my freedom. I literally was able to buy my freedom by learning stock options. You know what I'm saying? So this is a message. This is a message to everybody. Like, what's really important? You know what I mean? What's really important? You can't put a price on helping others. Exactly. Like, that's priceless. You know what I mean? You want to judge. I judge my success based on how many people I can help grow and how many people I can help change and how many people I can help them quit their job. That's how I base that's my metric of success, right? Because I am going to make money in the stock market. Before I started putting videos out on YouTube, I was making money every day in the stock market. You get what I'm saying? I could have not put out videos and just kept being, silently growing my account and my wealth, right? But I know that Les Brown always says you want to live full and die empty, right? You want to live full and die empty. And what that means is by the time you pass away, you want to have left it all out on the court, left it all out on the field, right? So while I'm living, I want to be going hard and, pouring into the world. And that's why I love YouTube, because you can do that at a high level. You know what I'm saying? But just understand that we changing people's lives. You know what I'm saying? Like, I could show you a screenshot of, a trade. I post videos so much sharing my actual trades, how much I made. You know what I'm saying? And I keep it humble, but I share it quite a lot. You know what I'm saying? So if you're new to this YouTube channel, I would highly encourage you to go look at my trades of the day. I think I'm at like 40 trades of the day now. If you add the numbers up, it's probably 10K. I don't know the exact amount, but it's probably 10K. I don't know. But it ain't about the money, right? It's about the freedom, right? It's about the freedom. It's about me being able to replicate and teach what I've learned, how to do this. That's what really matters to me. You know what I'm saying? Because here's the key. Here's the kicker. If you take my money away, I could get it right back. Right? And I could get it back quick. But if you take away a person's character, it takes years and years and years to build up their character. Now, why does it take so long to build up character? Because you got to go through things and you got to go through tests. You see what I'm saying? So character and values and principles are much more valuable than a dollar amount. Money is fleeting, okay? The only reason why it matters is because we are in a capitalistic society, and that is how we exchange goods and services, which is a dollar amount, right? But outside of that, it don't matter, right? So that's what's really important. Character, principles, right? Morals, all of that stuff. What's up, Gary? Man, you coming on late. We've been dropping some real sauce. When does our videos go out, bro? Oh, I think I'm gonna post it. I'm thinking about tomorrow evening. Think about tomorrow evening. Yeah, I did an interview with Best Beat Killer maybe about a month ago now. Wanted to highlight him. We got a couple more people in Discord. I plan on interviewing, but yeah. So yeah, I think I'm gonna drop it tomorrow. Tomorrow, y'all. Real talk. But yeah, y'all. It ain't about the money. All right? Cause I met some people with a lot of money that are horrible people. For real. Horrible people. They're not good people. But they a millionaire. You know what I'm saying? It's people that's making a lot of money in the stock market, but they're corny, they're lame, they're weirdos. I have met a lot of rich weirdos. You know what I mean? I've met a lot of rich, corny, lame weirdos. And I've also met a lot of people that's regular people that have so much wisdom and have changed my life. Right? You don't need money to change a person's life. You don't need money to be valuable. That's a misconception. You don't need money to be valuable. You don't need a nice car to be a valuable person. Right? I got something that money can't buy. Right? That's what it's really about. Having what money can't buy. That's the key. You know what I'm saying? So I highly recommend everybody to join the Discord, join the Prosperity Collective, man. All right? We're going to be doing some incredible things this year. Incredible things this year, man. We just started a couple months ago. People are already changing their life. People are making more than what they're making in their jobs right now. People are having their first $1,000 day, right? $500 a day. We got it. Like, we got the results. There's people doing it. But what matters more is people are changing their life and their thought processes and how they view things. And that's what's really, really, really important. You know what I'm saying? So yeah. I just need the skill set. Yeah, Jerry. If you ain't already, then come on in, man. You know what I mean? You've been watching the YouTube videos, right? You understand the game. I don't even know where you at in your journey, but regardless, tap into the videos, right? Tap into the videos, and then join the Discord and let time go by. And I promise you, you will get where you want to get to. Because the thing about trading is, as long as you don't give up and you know how to manage your risk and your losses, you're going to end up becoming a millionaire at some point in time. I can't tell you when, but I can tell you that it will happen. But you got to commit to the journey and you got to commit to learning that skill set. You get what I'm saying? Like, on real talk. This real talk. All right? So that's what I got for y'all today, man. That's what I got for y'all today. So I hope that this live was valuable to you. I hope that it helped you. I hope that you got what you needed, whether it be a word, you know what I'm saying, a little inspiration, a little razzle dazzle, some plays, right? Whatever you came here for, I hope that I delivered on that, right? And I hope that you got feels, right? Because I'm not here to clickbait you. I'm here to pour into you, right? And help you change your life. And I want you to understand that that's really what my intention is behind all of this. All right? Like, real talk. It's way deeper than some money. If it was about money, I wouldn't be on YouTube. I promise you. I promise you. Okay. Ron said, your humble approach and non-monetary talk are always a couple of the main reasons I joined the Discord. And that's what it's about. That's what it's about, Ron. I appreciate that. You know what I'm saying? Jerry said I've been staying in plays too long. Come to join the Discord so you can stay out of them plays. All right? Like you know why you losing. So it's like sometimes you got to get around people that don't have the same habits as you so you can get out of your habits, right? Let me ask you this, Jerry, right? Let me ask you this. How much you've lost, right? Is that worth $40, right? Just listen to what I'm saying here, right? You've lost more than $40. I'm very certain of that, okay? So if you lost, let's just say $200. If you came and paid $40, you would get your $200 back and more, because you would learn how to not hold on to plays longer than you need to. So by you not joining the Discord and you knowing why you are losing money because you keep holding on plays too long, you need to, instead of losing the money in the market, why don't you just come pay us and allow us to help you with the community that we have, allow us to help you not stay in plays as long and make more money. I'm telling you, it's that simple. It's that simple. All right. Does the upcoming GDP or Fed interest rates announcement affect the stock market? Absolutely. Absolutely. If interest rates go down, the stock market gonna go up. If interest rates go up, the stock market gonna go down. Simply put. All right. It's more to it than that, but long story short, absolutely, that affects it. Hit me say you gotta stay solid in life. 1,000%. You definitely gotta stay solid. All right. You gotta stay solid. Yeah, Jerry, stop letting them green trades go red. All right, because it only takes one trade that was green to go red to demoralize you and to drop your confidence. You know what I'm saying? It only takes one trade. So it's like, what you waiting on? Get around people that are doing what you want to do, and you gonna get to your goals faster. It's that simple. Stop being on the fence. Stop being like, I'm gonna join next month, next year. I'm telling you, that day ain't never gonna come. It's never gonna come. I promise you. Right? So you got an opportunity to make this happen. And if you are in a group, what I would do is I would listen more intently. And I would ask myself, why am I holding on to plays longer than what I need to? And if I see somebody in the group killing it, I would message them, right? I would message them and ask them what their mindset is. That's the power of a community. Everybody is in one space. So it's called masterminding. It's called groupthink. You can literally be around people, right? And then be in closer proximity to successful people, right? So if you are in a group and you see somebody killing it and you taking L's, why don't you just message them? Why don't you just ask them what they doing so that you could come pick up some game, right? It's all about knowing how to soak up the game. Learn how to soak up the game on a consistent basis. Be a student of life. Be a student of life. Be a student of the game on a consistent basis. You know what I'm saying? Continue to be a student of the game. That's what it's about. You get what I'm saying? I'll add that to my rules. Don't let a trade, yeah, don't let a day trade become a swing trade unless it was supposed to be a swing trade. Real talk. Don't let a day trade become a swing trade unless it was a swing trade. Because if it was a swing trade, then it'll be a swing trade. Right? You get what I'm saying? But don't let a day trade turn into a swing trade. I've done it before and I've lost thousands of dollars doing it. Like, you know what I'm saying? Real talk. You have your 5 closest people in your life. 100%. 100%. So yeah, I'm gonna say it one last time. Don't let a day trade become a swing trade unless it was a swing trade. Because if it was a swing trade, your entry probably would have been a little bit different. Right? And that's what I mean when I say you want to know what trade you're taking before you enter in. That's why I also say you should have a swing trade account and you should have a day trade account. When you have a day trade and a swing trade account, each account has its own purpose, right? And that makes it easier to not allow a day trade to become a swing trade. When you got one account, you just want to make money, right? But when you got multiple accounts, you are honoring the rules of each account. Okay? So, do not allow a day trade to become a swing trade, right? If I ever swing trade a trade that is in my day trade account, it don't go well. It just don't go well. I've been there before, all right? I have been there before. I'm telling you this from real example, from real understanding, from real L's that I've taken, right? Learn from my mistakes, y'all. Like, don't be so smart that you think you know everything, right? I've been there before. Oh, they don't know what they're talking about. I'm about to go do my thing. Then I take a L, and then I'm like, damn, I see why they said that. Like, damn, why I just ain't listen, right? We as human beings are so stubborn, right? And so prideful and so egotistical. We know everything. Nah, I got this. That's another thing. Oh, I want to do this by myself, right? I want to do this by myself. I want to do this by myself. I want to be the one who said, I did it. But I'm telling y'all, it's nothing wrong with getting some help, right? Jeffrey said, if you were day trading and the stock price is 100 and you think it will go down, would you choose to put at the strike price of 100 or the next closer? I would get 100. $100 put. If the stock price is $100, I'll get $100 put. Yep. Yeah, my grandmama used to say that all the time. You're so smart, you're dumb. So smart, think you know every. Yep. Yeah. All them things that old folks used to tell us, they was right. You know what I'm saying? They knew what they was talking about. They knew what they was talking about, right? We may not have wanted to hear it, but they knew what they was talking about. They was trying to give us some game, and we wasn't trying to hear it. You know what I'm saying? Because when that happens, it's not good. You just look at your money and go little by little. Yeah, it just dwindling away, right? Same with stop losses. Hey, y'all, set y'all stop losses. Make sure you honor your stop losses, right? Okay. Nobody listen, or it's that one person that don't listen. And then later on in the week, I find out they lost 80% on the play. It's like, come on now, right? So keep all of that in mind, y'all. Keep all of that in mind, all right? So I appreciate everybody's time. Like I always say, make sure you get out of your head and go get into this world, because your head is a dangerous place to live, all right? And also remember, like I always say, the more you study, the less you worry. All right. I appreciate all y'all time. I'm going to see you guys tomorrow in the Discord. I'm going to see y'all tomorrow on YouTube. Let's have a great week in the stock market. Let's have a profitable week in the stock market. And let's have a prosperous week in the stock market. All right. I'm going to see y'all tomorrow. Let's get this money this week, y'all. Peace.